to the Drunk Rasslin podcast. Jonesy,
What's up, man?
what's going on, man?
Am I still your designated podcaster?
You are still my designated podcaster. You know what, though? Actually,
I'm so responsible.
it's because you're so responsible.
Yep.
It's because you only ever drink just the right amount.
Right. Never too much. I never jump over that line.
No,
right?
no.
Make people uncomfortable, or
This is the Drunk Rasslin podcast, where we are wrestling drunks. You have the two drunkest wrestlers. That's not even a real. I haven't even had a drink yet tonight. I haven't even had a drink yet, Jonesy. So we need to
crack
fix
something.
that.
Let's do this. I had a beer.
I am
2
cracking. So if anybody has ever watched over on my YouTube channel where we did the Whiskey and Rasslin podcasts videos, I don't know what they were. They were practice for this. We once had a Revel Stoke pecan.
Right.
That was delicious.
Yeah, we loved it.
So I picked us up some Revel Stoke peanut butters that we are going to crack open, and I don't think we necessarily need to taste these. We can
Just want to shoot them.
we can just shoot the little guys real quick, because I haven't had a drink yet.
Yeah, you need
So
to get
we need to get going before somebody dings us for false advertising.
Right. We
Jonesy?
have a reputation to uphold. I'm sure we won't let anybody down, though.
Jonesy, we are on the road to WrestleMania.
Heck yeah, we are.
Here is to the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, it's so peanut buttery.
I don't hate that.
It tastes like, honestly, what I think it tastes like more than peanut butter, I think it tastes like Frangelico. Have you ever had Frangelico?
No.
It's a hazelnut liqueur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It comes in a bottle, looks like Mrs. Buttersworth.
Yep.
Right?
Okay, yeah. No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the stuff.
There's a liquor bottle, you'll see it at every bar you go to, that looks like Mrs. Buttersworth,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, syrup. It's a hazelnut liqueur, and that's what this tastes a lot like that.
This is definitely, I definitely don't get a ton of peanut butter off of this. Definitely some nuttiness, a lot of sweetness. It's actually pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want a whole bottle or to sip on it all night of thing.
I'm not sure about drinking
but it's a good
this other than in a shot form.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's a good kicker. It's a good
Yeah.
kicker. Well, I'm also gonna get me just a little drinky,
Little
drinky
Hardcastle.
going. Little bit of our edge going.
That's
little
from
Hardcastle.
that's from the roster.
That's from the roster. Keep it updated. Keep it tight.
I'm gonna enjoy a cold beer.
Cold beer. Is it a Steve Weiser?
Nope, man, we ran out of those. We're gonna have to restock.
We're gonna have to restock.
This is Bell's Oberon Wheat Ale.
Oh, that's your stuff.
That's
man.
my favorite.
That's your stuff.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Let's get into stuff.
Let's get into stuff. We got some wrestling to talk about.
A lot of big stuff going on.
A lot of big stuff. Well, we're on the road to WrestleMania, brother. That's when all the big stuff happens.
Yeah.
The biggest stuff we have to talk about, I didn't watch. Did you watch it?
No.
I didn't watch it. I don't.
Guys, so we're not the best to keep up on all the new stuff, and especially shows that happen in Saudi Arabia. I refuse to watch because I think it's reprehensible that they go there and do business. That's all I'm going to say. And we were texting yesterday. I was like, "Hey, should I go on and rant about Saudi Arabia for a while?" And I'm like, I said, "Will I end up murdered if I do that?" And he's like, "Probably." And probably not. And then I looked at Twitter and saw the results of what happened at Super Showdown. I'm like, hey, I think we got to talk about this.
Yeah, some stuff we got to talk about. I also the first couple I watched. So I watched the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then I don't remember if I watched.
I think Super
Crown
Showdown
Jewel.
was. It was Crown Jewel.
I don't remember if I watched Crown Jewel or not. But I watched one of them, and then all the stuff that happened over there happened, and so I was kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna support that. But more than that, I had a real problem, just with it in general, because like on one hand, I remember watching the WWE who was promoting the women's revolution, and at the time they were building up to the women's first pay-per-view and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I watch a WWE.
The same month.
Yeah. And then I watch a WWE pay-per-view with this propagandist commercial that's like, the new Saudi Arabia, we let women drive now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like...
And they can come to this show as long as their owner's with them.
So...
Like, man.
Yeah, it's tough to... It's tough to know how to feel about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because, they have their religion and beliefs and all that stuff.
Right.
And... It's tough to know how to feel about it.
It
It's so
is
ideologically opposed to how we live our lives.
Right. And I can find stuff morally reprehensible, and there is stuff that's morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
The thing I understand is that the WWE exists to make money.
Yeah.
They are a corporation.
Yep.
They have shareholders. Their sole existence is to make their shareholders money.
Correct.
Going to Saudi Arabia is very good for WWE and its shareholders.
Very lucrative.
Yes. Now, I think that's morally wrong because, some money you just probably shouldn't put in your pocket.
And it's not like they're hurting.
Right.
It's not like if the WWE doesn't go over to Saudi Arabia, they're going to go under.
And the thing I respect two things. I respect Daniel Bryan for standing up and saying I'm not going over there to work, and I also don't have a problem with Bill Goldberg and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels going over there and getting those paydays.
Yeah.
Those guys are not making those kind of paydays anymore. Go get it as long as you can. Your career as a wrestler, it's almost like complaining about how much football players make. It's like their career's 3 years
Yes.
long. Like, go get your money.
Get what you can while you can.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. I mean, you'll have a career after football, you'll have a career after wrestling, but if you can do it when you're 50 or 60 years old, go do it, dude.
Yeah.
Go get that money.
Well, and I don't have a problem.
And again, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth there, but like when I'm talking about the responsibility a corporation has for that kind of thing and the responsibility that an individual has, I think they're two different things.
Yes.
And that's just
and
my
that's
opinion.
and that's kind of where I'm at with the like it's tough to know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
Because if I worked for the company and they were paying my paycheck and
I'd hate it, but I'd go.
That's probably the thing.
Hate it, but I'd go.
That's probably the thing.
I'd
Also,
like to say I don't know that I would be able to stick up for my convictions the way Daniel Bryan does.
Right.
Like, and that's something that I find very
admirable
for sure. Because I'm not sure I could, pull that trigger.
Yep.
Say no, I'm not going.
Yep. But enough.
Yeah.
It's not the drunk politicking podcast.
Right.
It's not drunk wrestling politics.
That spinoff is coming later. I'm sure you guys will all tune in.
That won't be polarizing.
I mean, we just lost 12 of our 18 listeners just now.
Are 12 of our 18 listeners in Saudi Arabia?
They are now.
They are now. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. Okay.
You got to figure out how to get to me.
Anyway, so the reasons we had to talk about Super Showdown after we decided we probably weren't going to. Bill Goldberg beat The Fiend, which will, I assume, have a huge impact on WrestleMania.
Yep, I believe so.
How do you feel about that? 'Cause it makes me... Man, I thought we were done with Goldberg.
You know what? I don't hate it nearly as much as my Twitter feed does, right? Or my friends I've spoken to.
All right.
If and we're gonna do more of this later.
Yeah.
If this is going, because we're recording this on Friday, so we don't know what's happening on SmackDown.
Right.
If this tonight, John Cena makes his return, and our Mania main event is Cena and Goldberg, I'm gonna be like, why? Goldberg's 50.
I'll say I'm way more interested, and I don't know why. I'm way more interested. I hadn't even considered that. I'm way more interested in Cena versus Goldberg than in Goldberg versus The Fiend.
Okay. Well, the I don't have, like, when I was thinking through this, and I've seen stuff on Twitter too talking about this too, but like I don't have a backup plan for The Fiend.
Right.
But Cena, is he just going to come back and wrestle Elias? You know what I mean? Like
for sure, for sure.
Like there's got to be like he's coming back to do something.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in my mind, that's how that's going to go.
Right.
I don't hate that match.
Okay.
And I'll say this: Goldberg's 53 years old.
Yep.
Goldberg is better now than he was in 1998, without a doubt. He probably recovers way less as quick as he did then.
Yeah.
But the man is better now than he was 20 years ago.
I definitely his last feud with Brock Lesnar was my second favorite Goldberg stuff. I'm a huge fan and supporter of the Halloween Havoc match with DDP. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite thing Goldberg ever did.
Yeah.
But
that was
his
great.
Stuff with his last stuff with Lesnar, his last little run with Lesnar was the best stuff he's ever done.
The culmination of his undefeated streak was an attraction. That was something to watch, and it ended with him beating Hogan, and it was a good match.
Right.
Like it got shit on a lot. It still gets shit on. It was a good match.
Yeah.
Especially for WCW at the time.
Especially for WCW at that time.
But he's like I said, he's 53 years old.
Right.
And putting that on your I get the crossover appeal, okay? I get all that. Brock Lesnar's not a spring chicken.
Right.
He's not 53.
Right.
Right? There's just a I don't care if he's 53 and he can go, right? But he has to be in there with somebody specific.
Right.
Like the last time they went to Saudi Arabia, he worked a match with Taker. I didn't see it because we just told you why, but I heard it was a shit show.
Yeah. Oh.
So what happened? 2 months later, he has to come back and have a throwaway squash match with Dolph Ziggler on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because he's in there with somebody who can work.
Right.
Right? And I thought, there's no way this is the end of Goldberg.
Yeah.
Because it's just not. I know he's not from this business.
Right.
But you cannot go out and do, like, if you've gone out and performed, and you're going to just do, I'll do one more shot for this dirty murder money, and you shit the bed, and you have to come back and get this put over from a guy who's can't have a bad match.
Right.
It's impossible. You don't quit there. Like, I know he came from football. He's not, he did this because he could, and it was a way to make a living.
Yep.
It still gets in you.
For
performing still gets inside
for
you.
sure,
and it's no different than being on a football field and performing at that point in time,
right.
because it's just something he has to do. There's some kind of competitive thing within himself where he pushes himself. Yep. He's like, I was a much better performer than this.
Right. You don't want to end on a down note. You want to end on as high a note as you can. Yeah.
And if this is it, this is it. If it's not, and Goldberg's still got gas in the tank, and he's willing to work with people, he's putting on good matches, bring back Goldberg.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean,
I guess
what difference is that than Lesnar working part-time? What difference is there? I know the obvious difference.
Okay.
With Taker working part-time.
Okay.
With H working part-time. I know the obvious difference in all of this. Mm-hmm. But those guys, when they come back and have matches, that's just a special attraction. It's just a pay-per-view storyline. Right. With Lesnar's in this weird zone that nobody ever has been in.
Yep. Where
he gets those pay-per-view storylines, but they build to them over months because he's the champion, basically. If Goldberg's going to do that, and he can go, and he's willing to work with people, and he's willing to put guys over, and he's willing to, make guys look good.
I felt like when he came out on SmackDown too, like I saw him come out. I felt like he looked better than he had in his last couple runs. Like like he was kind of like, hey, I want to do this.
Like he prepared more for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't just I'm gonna show up and make a little bit of money. Yeah. It was like
it wasn't like I got Saudi money coming in, so it's going to go over there and get carried around by Mark Calloway. Oh, Mark Calloway's 60 years old. Did you know that?
Oh, maybe not. Couple other notables on the Super Showdown.
Title change.
Miz and Morrison won the tag team championships. I don't know if I care about that. Do we care about that?
I like the implications of that being a big Mania match.
Miz and Morrison with
versus the New Day.
The New Day. You're gonna put the Usos in there, right?
Well, and the Revival.
Oh, hopefully.
I mean, seriously, like
maybe that'll
if we do a TLC, if we do some
kind
of ladder match, anything like that.
Like that, yeah.
I really like the implications. You think of all the athletes in there.
Okay.
Like, come on.
Yep.
You know that.
I'm down for that.
That's going to be a great, and
sure.
you know those guys are going to make moments because the Usos don't have bad matches.
Yeah.
The New Day, they're always entertaining.
Yep.
Miz has a chip on his shoulder, a mile deep. He always wants to make sure he makes a mark.
Right.
Morrison's trying to prove something, because he came back and everything like that. So, I think that would be a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure. Down for that. Also, The Undertaker.
Oh.
The Undertaker returned.
Playa?
Which do we think that was?
He won a trophy. It looked like a pyramid.
Well,
or I don't know.
To Kuwait?
I don't know.
To Kuwaiti? Whatever. The little tournament thing. So that he came out and confronted AJ Styles. Does that mean we're getting AJ Styles and The Undertaker at Mania? Because I am all in on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes because all due respect to The Undertaker, he is 1,000 years old. And he is not what he was. And it's great to see Taker come out. And AJ Styles is the right kind of guy to put out there because AJ Styles can work him the way he needs to be worked. AJ Styles has a competent ground game, but he's small enough that he can just bump around without Taker having to do a ton of stuff.
Right.
It's the right opponent for him.
And they can go into that back and forth submission stuff too between the two of them.
Yep.
And that's what's going to get you compelling Taker matches at this point in time as well.
Yep.
I think.
That being said, was it last year he did the thing with Cena? Taker?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. What did he do last year?
Nothing?
Oh, I'm sure he did something last year.
Well, because Cena did the thing with Elias last year. He did the Dr. Thugonomics thing.
Didn't that turn into...
No, because 2 years ago...
Was that at Mania?
He was sitting out in the crowd.
2 years ago, he was
Taker.
sitting out in the crowd, beat up Elias, and then Taker came out. You're right. Was that at Mania last year he did the Dr. Thugonomics?
Yeah, with Elias.
I can't even remember WrestleMania last year, man.
Dude.
How lame is that?
How lame is it?
I remember one match. I remember one match from last year.
Rollins and Lesnar?
No,
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
That was nuts.
No, I remember the women's triple threat.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I'm going to use that to segue out of Super Showdown.
Okay, thank God.
Into
wait, before you do, 1 second.
Okay.
There was a women's title match.
There was a women's title match.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
They did one the last time they went over there.
Yeah.
They're wearing T-shirts and I
gotta
hate,
be covered up.
I hate that. I hate that, but that's their culture. Whatever. It's cool that they're pushing that forward where they can do. Hey, we got women's matches.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that in there, and it was a title match. It was Bayley and Naomi. Yep. So big deal for women's wrestling. Big deal for the women's revolution. Cool. The whole thing.
It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can segue. Sorry.
Okay.
And I tore up your segue.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm used.
Right
I'm
into
used
the ground.
I'm used to it.
What? I don't understand. Must be that other podcast you do.
And this is not going to be a positive topic that I bring up here, because coming up at the Elimination Chamber match pay-per-view or event, with special event, I don't know what they call them now. I don't think they, like, sometimes I hear them call them pay-per-views. Sometimes I've heard they try to move them away from saying pay-per-view because they're not pay-per-views anymore. But whatever. We all know it'll be, for our generation, there'll be pay-per-views. until our generation no longer watches wrestling, and then you guys can call it whatever you want. But
That's when we die, though.
the 6-woman elimination chamber match makes me angry. Is aggressively complacent? Is that possible?
Okay. So I'm gonna guess the reason for this is because there is no question whatsoever what the outcome of this match is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be the 3 girls whose names we can barely remember? Is it going to be Natalia's? Is it going to be Asuka, who just finished her feud with the champ, or is it going to be the woman who is actively attacking the champ and biting the back of her neck off? I wonder who's going to win this match.
Yeah.
What's the point? What's the point?
Yeah.
Like this could almost fit into my and this is as close as we're going to come this week to my has the WWE forgotten how wrestling works segment?
Right, yeah.
Because why would they not just wait?
Yeah. When we were texting about this, like the minute you said that, I'm like, oh, this is the WWE forget what wrestling is thing.
Yeah.
And okay, so here's the absolute only thing I could come up with.
Yeah.
Is there a way that they can have Liv Morgan, for instance, have a Kofi moment at Elimination Chamber? Not that she's the same caliber as Kofi or the same type of worker or anything like that. Just can they build, because we didn't see Kofi coming.
Right.
And so that's why that was so cool, right?
Yeah, but
we didn't see that coming. We know exactly what's going to happen in this. Shayna Baszler's going to murder some girl. Woman. Can he do that to Liv Morgan? Like, can we see Liv Morgan go one to the end and it be a star-making thing?
No, I don't. I mean, I think the thing that is absolutely crucial there is Liv Morgan ain't no Kofi Kingston.
Right.
None of those girls are.
Asuka
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, none of the girls who could do that. None of the girls who could do that. Right.
Yeah.
Asuka is definitely that good.
What if Lacey Evans was in the match?
Ugh, no, she's not. She's not that good.
But they want her to be. Like they're going to put that whole machine behind her. Like, could they make a star out of somebody they wanted to make a star out of in this match? Is what I guess what I'm trying to get to. Like It's almost assuredly going to be Shayna Baszler and Asuka at the end of that thing. It's
almost
it's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
But we know what's going to and what's going to happen in the end, right?
Right. So that's the thing. Like, I'm sure the match is going to be good. There's plenty of talent in there. Like I know I just kind of like, none of them know Kofi Kingston. That's a compliment to Kofi, not a detraction to any of the girls.
And also, Kofi's been around for 15 years. Like,
right.
all those Ruby Riott's. And I like Ruby Riott a lot. I like Liv Morgan a lot. I like Sarah Logan a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right. I mean, none of them are. They're not seasoned enough.
None of them have that crowd following. See, Kofi Kingston, when he had his breakout, that was it was a culmination. It was a right place, right time. It was all the stars lining up. Because not only did you have Kofi Kingston, who was talented enough to do it, not only was he was at he was riding. The New Day was like. Their popularity was cresting, maybe even just starting to decline, and is the New Day, and people didn't quite want the New Day to go away,
right.
But it couldn't be the New Day anymore.
Right, yeah.
So they have that 15-year connection to Kofi Kingston. You culminate all of that, and it's like, oh my gosh, here we go. This is how we get to have a rebirth for the New Day. This is how we get to see Kofi finally live up to it. And god damn, look how good he is. Right? We got all that.
Yeah.
We can't get that with any of those girls at this point.
Yeah. Not even Natalya.
Not even Natalya.
And that's going to be the closest comp you can get to that run, because she, like a sentimental favorite, that's going to be it, right? But you're going to have, fans that are fans of newer stuff and whatnot. They're going to be all aboard Ruby Riott or Liv Morgan, okay?
Yes.
And, Natalya's been there. She always turns in good work.
Yes.
And
she's talented enough to pull something like that off.
And she's charismatic, and you can care about her. I don't think she's ever had any kind of momentum like Kofi. Not even Kofi going into that, but just Kofi with the New Day.
Yes,
like, she's never had that opportunity to do anything, and which better
is
and different. But.
Yeah, and which is the thing, because with her being like. Natalya could be that if she was on the rise, if she had a new character, if she had a new twist, if she had a new coat of paint that people were starting to bite into, and she could show up and suddenly maybe it's going to be her instead of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe like if she goes on a run, starts eliminating people. Oh my gosh, eliminates Asuka. Now it's down to, this new Natalya and Baszler, then maybe, but we're not getting that. She doesn't have that. People aren't chomping at the bit waiting for Natalya.
Right.
So it's not going to be that.
Right.
And I think people do want to see. I think people do.
I like equality.
Yeah. I think people do want to see. Oh goodness. How drunk are you? Throwing corks at me.
Well,
everybody listening's like, what happened? What'd they do?
Yeah, what happened?
Check us out on YouTube.
Yep. I shot a cork across
He shot a cork
it's
at
not a real
me.
cork. George Dickel, get it together.
So anyway, also I think people do want to see Baszler and Becky.
Yeah.
That's the Mania match we want.
Which is what provides all of the credence to your complaint about them setting this match up.
Yes.
Like, we can do a better thing for the women,
right?
Especially with an elimination chamber that is for Bayley's title.
Yes.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
Like, why is it this? Because we know where Mania's going.
Yeah. Pull Baszler and Natalya or Baszler and Asuka out of that match and give me Baszler versus either one of them, where either one of those women step up and go, hey, Baszler,
you got to come through me.
You got to come through me first. Yeah. That match is much more interesting.
Yeah.
That match is much more beneficial to the girl on the other side, the woman on the other side. And then you stick Naomi, whoever, Naomi's one who maybe could have a Kofi run like that. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
a great example,
right,
honestly.
With
not even with the woman who doesn't beat Baszler.
Right.
Like, that's big for Baszler because we got to remember she's coming from NXT. We're watching NXT. We know she's awesome, right? She's great. Not everybody watches NXT.
For sure.
Right? So it doesn't have the viewership that Raw and SmackDown does. So when she comes there, there's a lot of people that she's a new face to.
Yeah.
And they're not aware of, what potential she has and how good she is, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
We're
drinking a little.
This is a good moment to do our next tasting.
George A. Dickel.
So,
oh man.
We got some Dickel. So this is another one that's kind of a sequel to a tasting we did when we were doing the whiskey and Rasslin.
Yeah.
Because we had some Dickel Tabasco. and we were tasting it, and both of us fully expected it to be terrible.
Yeah.
I actually kind of liked it. It was spicy. It was tough. But the thing we both kept saying is like, there's a good bourbon under this Tabasco.
Right.
And we always talked about maybe trying some other Dickels. For whatever reason, tonight I was just kind of craving a rye. I really wanted to get my tongue around some rye. And so I picked up some Jorge Dickel rye.
Jorge Dickel. It's 90 proof, my man.
Smells good, man.
That's some legit whiskey.
Mm.
And it is
and
charcoal mellowed.
Charcoal mellowed. Well, it's pretty mellow. I'm not getting any acetane, any...
Mellow as moonlight.
Mellow as moonlight.
That's pretty mellow.
On the nose, I'm not getting any of the any rubbing alcohol, any acetone.
Just a little bit.
No more than like any.
No, yeah, it's a whiskey.
Yeah. But I'm not getting a ton off.
I don't get a lot of charcoal.
You got a super full. No, I don't get any charcoal.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I was going to pour mine back in the bottle, but then I was like, I don't want to ruin this soundboard.
Yeah.
So
Probably good. All right, here's some Diggle.
A little George Dickel.
It's kind of bland.
It is kind of bland. There's no, I don't want to say there's no character to it. It's a rye whiskey, so it is what it is.
But it's just the rye whiskey.
Yeah, if you bought a bottle of rye whiskey that just said rye whiskey in black letters on a white label, that's exactly what it tastes like. And that's what I'm going to do too.
Yeah.
Now, this chilled is going to taste a lot better than this did warm.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of whiskey
I don't hate it. It's a smooth drinker.
It is smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
it's not just kicking your ass with any kind of like you said that alcohol or that smell that.
And what did you say the proof on this was?
90.
90. That's a smooth drinking 90.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. I mean,
we're not going to get through Hogan Warrior again. So.
So I'll be honest. I didn't know when I bought it. I didn't notice it was a 90. I just grabbed the Dickel rye.
I think that's par for rye whiskeys, but I don't drink rye whiskeys much. So
I don't either.
I think it's par for them.
Yeah.
I think, most of them are
normally when I drink rye, I like the rye bullet. It's kind of savory. It's a little more spicy than like a normal bourbon.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I was looking for. That is not what I'm getting.
No.
But man, this is a smooth 90 proof.
90 proof for sure. Which means it's dangerous.
We're in trouble. Yeah. This is way dangerous.
I got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I don't.
Great.
Oh crap!
Uh-oh. He's cramping.
I'm cramping.
He's cramping. Somebody get him an IV in here.
I'm good. Okay, Jonesy. Move us along. You had something to bring up, right?
Well, let's talk about NXT Portland.
Okay.
Takeover Portland.
Okay.
Or kind of mishmashing stuff, but this is the current events episode, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to cover stuff we've seen recently, stuff like we did with Rumble.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
You sure?
Good. Yeah.
Takeover Portland, dude, was
you liked it?
It was a good show. I really enjoyed most of the entire card, and it's been 2 weeks since I watched it, so obviously I've forgotten
most of it,
tons of pieces of it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it too. I watched it. Not my favorite show, still, but nothing is right now. Honestly, I don't have favorite wrestling shows.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I agree.
So here's a weird just observation that occurred to me. It didn't feel as special because it wasn't running the same weekend as one of the big 5 WWE events, right?
For it to ride on its own,
which is stupid because that's the whole point of it running on its own. But like, it always seemed cool that it was like almost like this is an underground thing. Like all these indie promotions always run Mania weekend, and the city Mania's running in. Like that's what they're doing, right? And I always thought that was neat, like because you're seeing a different product.
Yep.
And it's always the night before the event.
Right.
And so it was just like when it was over, I was like, God, all I have is Raw tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, it was just like got me up for a big event. Like, it got me up for the Rumble, or it got me up for SummerSlam or Mania. But then it was like, no, there's just Raw the next night. It was just a weird observation.
No, I think that's interesting, and I think I get that too, because there's also the so I think you come away at the end of a NXT a takeover. You come away at the end of Mania, like you feel like you've been through something, not just because they're 12 hours now,
right?
But like you feel like you've seen something.
Also, because they're 12 hours.
Yeah, at the end of last January, I watched Wrestle Kingdom 13, I think, New Japan, their big Mania.
Was that the Omega Jericho one?
No,
That was 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago. Yeah, that was 2 years ago because Jericho wrestled. This one was, man, I can't remember now. But at the end of it, it felt like the end of a Mania. Even though I don't follow New Japan and I hadn't followed it up to that point, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check this out, see what this is all about. It did not catch me until about halfway through, and then from halfway through on, like, they had me hooked. And I loved the matches, I loved the performers, and by the time we got to the, performers came out, and they were big stars. I could tell they were big stars.
That's cool.
Yeah. So what I'm coming to is, like, you don't quite get that with the NXT, and not because those guys aren't big stars. I think there's a mental edge to it that I know this is the minor league. I know this is the feeder system. So when we get to the end of that, it's by itself.
So I think that's an issue I have right now with being an NXT fan.
Yeah.
Is that my enjoyment of NXT hinges so much on me saying, I can't wait to see Rhea Ripley on Monday nights.
Right.
I can't wait to see Adam Cole on Monday nights.
Yep.
Where, in reality, Adam Cole doesn't need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like
and he's probably better off not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's probably better off. But it's like we're watching, and this goes back to the Saturday night thing, right? Before a big event, like it's like such a great indie show,
yes,
right?
Yes.
It looks like old Ring of Honor. It looks like old, dirtier indie shows, right?
Looks like cleaner ECW.
Yeah, well, way cleaner. Yeah. But that's what it looks like,
right.
And it's like that's what you watch on Saturday nights, right? You watch WWE on Sundays. On Saturday nights is independent wrestling, my friends. That is when you go to the bingo hall,
yep.
And you know. There's people there that are missing all kinds of teeth, and there's old grannies there, and there's kids there that love it, and there's new fans there,
right.
And it's just this melting pot of awesome wrestling fandom. That's what NXT always feels like to me. And like when that's on Saturday and I got an event on Sunday, it still feels that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So anymore, because we're getting all this crossover.
Yep.
Because we're getting Keith Lee having a huge Rumble moment in the Rumble.
Yep.
Right? Because we're getting Baszler wrestling at Survivor Series.
Right.
And winning.
Yep.
I guess my expectations now are like, I got to see a WWE guy here or I'm out on him.
Right.
And I just got to overcome that. That's just my deal because NXT is just going to be what NXT is.
Yeah.
And for so long it's been this feeder. I don't think it is anymore, though.
I don't think it necessarily is either. I think that's kind of what they're telling us, too. It's on its own night. It's on a real channel.
With Finn Balor going back?
Right?
I mean... you got a handful of guys there that are quote unquote Vince bodies that will make the jump eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't think there's going to be any good seeing Adam Cole come up, Ciampa coming up, Gargano coming up. I honestly don't. I think they just need to rule NXT because they're doing a good job of it now.
For now. Yeah. I agree.
But that same argument could have been made for Ricochet, and he's over like crazy.
But he's not main event in Mania.
No, he's not. He's not.
He got squashed by Lesnar at
Super Showdown.
Yep. So I mean, it is what it is. Is that spot better because it's on a bigger stage than being at NXT? I don't know. Who knows?
And I wonder if,
I
wonder if the opportunity is provided to them where it's like, hey, make this jump and see how it fits for 2 years.
Yeah.
And in 2 years, if you think NXT's the better fit, go back there.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll see that just like Balor.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know who I'd like to see make that kind of jump? Charlotte.
You'd like to see her go back?
Yeah, man. Watching Charlotte come out. So this week, we're kind of bouncing from Takeover. Well, I know we'll come back to Takeover, but this week Charlotte came out and wrestled Bianca Belair in the main event. Watching Charlotte show up at NXT and come out at NXT, she felt so much more like the way they portray her than I think she does on Monday Night Raw. On Monday Night Raw, she looks par for the course. At NXT, she looks, oh, Charlotte Flair. You know what I mean? Like on Monday Night Raw, she comes out, and even though they give her the same, maybe they give her some of the same lighting, she's got the same robe, she looks the same. It's just Monday Night Raw is all big.
Is it the arena? Do you think?
Part of it.
Well, yeah, part of it, obviously.
Part of it,
What a dumb question. Sorry. but I mean, but
I think, that
she's a bigger star.
Yeah, she's a bigger star, and
right.
she feels that way. And when she's on Raw, she's only a bigger star because they're telling us she's a bigger star. When she shows up at NXT, she actually is a bigger star. And
I can see that. I can see that for any of them, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
obviously anybody you send back, yes.
went back, or Naomi went back, or some of the more middle tier women, who are still great, went back, it'd be like, well, okay, you're here.
Well,
that's fine.
But some characters are built to capitalize on that, and some characters are not.
Yeah.
Like Natalia's character, if she shows up, she's going to feel like a bigger star, but she's also going to be like, No, I'm proud of you guys. Mm-hmm. I just want to come back and wrestle.
I'm going to come back and bust my butt.
When she did that with Charlotte,
yeah.
For Charlotte to come back and just look down her nose at everybody in that arena because she's better than this, because she shouldn't be here, because she was the queen of Monday nights, because she's been at the main event of WrestleMania. Like, her character is built for that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great place for her to spend some time. And, like, seeing her on NXT made me switch. Like now I'm hoping she beats Rhea Ripley at Mania
and runs
on NXT for a while because also I think Rhea Ripley would be amazing to send up to Raw because she would bring a different element. Yeah. They don't have that tough badass girl. They got
Shayna
tough
Baszler
badass
now.
guys.
They got Shayna Baszler now. So
for
that's
sure.
But
maybe she'll go to SmackDown and
right.
beat the crap out of Bayley. I'm down for that.
Go get into a feud with Bayley or with Sasha.
Yeah.
Like any of those types of things would be great for her.
Right.
And she'd be great for it and game for it, I think, too. And I think that, honestly, what you're saying is basically Charlotte is more valuable to NXT than she is to Raw or SmackDown right now. Which is weird to say because she's a star.
Right.
Like, she main evented Mania. Yeah. Like, everything you just said. But she goes back to NXT, and it's like you said, it's like, oh.
Right.
Nobody can hang with this woman.
Yeah.
That's a cool point.
Yeah.
It's a very cool point.
So, anyway, back to TakeOver. I know you had a match you wanted to talk about, so...
Well, you wanted to talk about it, too.
I did want to talk about it, but I imagine it's for very different reasons.
Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic.
Yeah.
I have so many weird feelings about this match.
Okay, maybe we're not so far off as I thought.
We're not that far off.
I hated that match.
I loved how that match was built. I loved how Mark Henry was introducing it. How he was doing the lead up to it, how we were getting a match of monsters.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
These are the two monsters in NXT.
Yep.
These guys don't work like monsters.
No. And absolutely not.
It
was bad, and it completely fell flat for me. And even though the crowd, I
don't think the match was bad. Honestly, I think my expectations hurt how I enjoyed the match. I really do. Like, I think that I think the world of Keith Lee. I think Keith Lee. I'm not sure he can be a star. I think Keith Lee can be Mark Henry. Faux show.
Is he welcoming anybody to the Hall of Pain?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
still- dude,
that is exactly where I'm at. I'm kind of surprised. I know you like Keith Lee. I expected you to be all over this match.
I don't think so. So I'm going to be the apologist and
Yeah.
like the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, here's what my inner monologue is. Man, Dijakovic's so green. He's just ruining this match. Oh, he's doing another moonsault.
Ugh.
God damn it. Everything I did was blame Dijakovic.
Dijakovic.
Yeah. So, but here's the deal. Like, Keith Lee works to NXT's crowd.
Right.
He does not work to, I believe, his potential.
Yep.
And I think there's so much more with him
Yeah.
than what we're getting. Even though what we're getting super exciting to me and enjoyable and all that, I just think there's a whole nother gear that you can get with him.
So it makes me question the leadership at NXT, and so this is super. Let me talk about this match just from a surface like fan level, and then I'll play inside baseball with it. Right?
Sure.
Okay. From a surface fan level, when I see those two monsters come out, and they're building it like monsters, and they got
Mark
Henry introducing it, and I see these two big dudes come out. I'm like, ooh. Here comes a couple big. This is going to be a brawl. Let's do it.
The smallest guy in this match is 270 pounds.
Right.
So.
Right. And then they start doing all this high-flying stuff. And ran and blew each other up and did hurricanranas that looked surprising that a guy that size could do a hurricanrana, but they didn't look good. You know, they weren't like weren't clean, smooth hurricanranas like the small guys do. It just looked like a couple big, and I just went, and then you hear the crowd chanting "Fight Forever" and "This is awesome," and I don't feel that, and I'm old school and I'm getting out my walker. But
get off our lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn. But I think about it like, man, remember when Taker and Diesel were finally going to go at it at Mania, and it was, you had and Taker and Diesel. Man, you can't hurt Taker, you can't hurt Diesel. They're both these two huge, beastly guys, and you barely see, they're beasts. Like
right.
The immovable object meets the irresistible force.
Yeah.
Who's gonna fall? Nobody can hurt the Undertaker. How can Diesel hurt the Undertaker? Nobody can hurt Diesel. How can the Undertaker hurt Diesel? These two beasts.
Here's what's important about that: the story that we got for that match, building up to it, was the story we got for Keith Lee and Dijakovic.
Right.
The match we got from Diesel and Taker was fulfilling the story that built that match. The match we got from Lee and Dijakovic
was two big guys.
NXT.
Yeah,
NXT match.
Two big guys trying to do all the stuff that
knee strikes and moonsaults and
all
that stuff's fine.
Nothing to stand out.
But there's no.
That match looked like a Tommaso Ciampa Johnny Gargano match, but not half as good.
Well, yeah, not half as smooth for sure.
Yeah, not half as smooth, not half as clean. And all due respect that those two big guys are that athletic. But, that's not what we want to see with those big guys. I want to see, and that's the problem with, I would say, the current indie style, the NXT style, the AEW style. It's so similar. All of it, everyone's trying to do the same stuff, the same type of match. When you had, in the Attitude Era, in all the old days, there was the big guys worked a different style than the medium-sized guys, and the medium-sized guys work a different style than the small guys. The WCW Cruiserweight division got over because they were doing things you had never seen before.
Right.
Now, the entire card has to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And gosh, Not that there's not room for athleticism.
No.
with the big guys.
I don't think that.
But the big guys match is not supposed to look like the small guys match. It's
Yeah,
supposed
right.
to look like two big brawlers.
I don't think anybody should mistake what you're saying for that. Like, okay, hypothetically, if that match started with them running into each other a few times and nobody bumping, and then at the end of the match we got into all the NXT shit,
right?
I don't think we'd be complaining about it at all right now, honestly.
Maybe not.
I really don't.
Maybe
because that story that they told, there would have been fulfillment.
Yeah.
It would have said, okay, neither one of these guys can get the other guy off his feet. Hey, look at this other gear they got.
Yeah.
We didn't even know this shit. Like,
True.
okay, so look at what Keith Lee's doing.
Yeah.
Here's my issue.
Okay.
Remember when Lars Ulrich. Did I do this last time? Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
Not the drummer from Metallica.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Remember when the drummer from Metallica came up? Hey, we're going to get sued, probably.
Yeah,
You
don't.
can't say his name. You're going to have to cut all that out.
I'll edit it.
Remember when Lars Sullivan came up to the main roster and just came out and mashed people?
Mm-hmm.
This is not an indictment on Lars Sullivan's ability.
Right.
Can you imagine if Keith Lee came up and did that to the roster, and then you finally got that Keith Lee match, and then he squashed somebody, and then you've got Keith Lee versus, I don't know, let's say Bray Wyatt.
Right.
Not as the Fiend or the champion or anything.
Right.
Just that was the Eric Rowan. Let's
Yep.
go with Eric Rowan.
Okay.
It's just somebody middle of the card. And all of a sudden, Keith Lee works like Keith Lee works.
Yeah.
Where he is making Eric Rowan look like $1 million.
Yep.
And he's the athlete that he is. To me, that's so much more valuable. Like, I know Keith Lee can be a monster, and he can go out and do that monster match with the right guy.
Right.
Then when he's in there with a guy who's his size,
Okay.
he can go into this whole other stratosphere,
Yeah.
work the monster, and then when it's time to say, well, I got this other gear you don't have, he pulls that out.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Like, I feel like that is what those guys should have showed us in that match.
I could see that.
And they
For
only
sure.
showed us one side of that. They didn't
Yeah.
show us the monster side,
Right.
which is what we were told that match was going to be.
Yeah.
We just saw hey, they both have this gear.
Yep.
So what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
You know?
And then it's super bland. So it also now you're absolutely right. I agree with all that. And to go even a little more inside baseball now, inside wrestling, behind the curtain, whatever, kayfabe, breaking kayfabe, to break it a little further.
Inside baseball. We talk about baseball here.
So
I hope that's not the only
makes
thing some listener hears. Like, oh, this is the wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why you fast forwarded an hour into the podcast.
Right.
But, you know.
Why not? So there's
Drunk baseball podcast.
They uploaded the wrong one this week. It makes me question. It makes me question the leadership at NXT, because let's be 100% honest. If Vince tuned in and watched those two big bastards doing all that stuff, what is he gonna think?
That is the
Right?
best evidence, and maybe for a lot of fans, like the saving grace for NXT, that's
Yeah.
the best evidence you've ever seen for, oh, Vince doesn't even watch this.
Right. For sure.
He may not even know this exists.
For sure.
Like,
You
this
know?
is just on his
And-
this is just on his sheet, of financials.
Yep.
Like, that's the only way he knows about this.
And Triple H is just there being the cool uncle, and I always try to support. I like Triple H. I usually try to be a Triple H, I don't know, apologist, whatever you want to call it. But like, he is just there being the cool uncle and letting those guys do whatever they want to do, right?
Okay, so more inside baseball. I'm not sure I knew that Triple H wasn't running everything there.
At NXT,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. He's there running everything, right?
Okay.
But he's
So
not running stuff. He's not trying to get the guys ready.
Okay.
He's just there being the cool uncle because he likes that all these guys look up to him now and kind of kiss his butt.
Just go do
and he
this.
Gets,
just
yeah,
go do
and
an indie show.
when they go do their thing, and he's like, "Oh, that's so cool," instead of giving them any kind of guidance to be like, "Hey, look, if you want to make it on the main roster."
So there's no agent guidance type of thing, right? So there's no Arn Anderson backstage,
right?
Which probably a bad example at this point because he works for AEW. But there's no Arn Anderson backstage saying, "Here's what this match needs to be." And
right. Now, maybe
there probably are guys there that do that. I would imagine.
Well,
but
yeah.
They're guys that are wanting to tell.
And here's the thing:
those wrestling matches, right?
Right.
They're wanting to put on those matches.
Well, I mean, they should, they should be the guys that are trying to get these guys ready to move up, right? And the guys that are getting these guys ready to be in front of Vince to get that nod, right? In my thought, I mean, this is still ostensibly, this is still the feeder system,
right? But we just said.
But yes,
so maybe that's not the point anymore.
So maybe they're not anymore. Maybe they're just going, "Hey, fuck it, indie show."
No, do an NXT match because that's who our crowd is now.
Maybe so. Hate it. Thanks. Hate it.
Turn the camera off.
Let's drink another whiskey.
Oh shit,
Jonesy, you this is your whiskey.
All right, so the story.
Okay,
the Chicago flag's on this guy. We're in Illinois, by the way.
Boom.
This is a Jameson. It's a Caskmate series.
You just made it easier for the Saudis to find you.
Well, fuck. Shit. I'm going to be bone sawed tomorrow.
Anyway.
So the Caskmate series from Jameson's good. So there's a stout that's aged in, instead of aging a beer in bourbon barrels, right?
Yep.
They age the whiskey in the beer barrels, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
So Jameson has an IPA one. They have a stout one.
Yep.
And then recently they released this one, which is Fifth City from Revolution Brewing.
Okay.
Which is a Chicago brewery. And the reason I picked it today is a couple years ago, me and my betrothed, my wife, we went to C2E2.
Yeah.
And there was a Revolution Brewing thing there. And I tried some of their beers. I was like, these aren't really my cup of tea, but this is cool that they're doing this whole comic book thing here and everything. And then I had Fifth City a few years later, and then I saw this come out. I was like, hell yeah. Well, we're going back to C2E2 tomorrow. And AEW's going to be up there, too. So
getting them hammered.
We might go check out it. Yeah, I got to leave at fucking 6 a.m. That's less than 12 hours from now.
12 hours from now. So I'm getting a lot of rubbing alcohol on the nose on this one.
Yeah.
A lot.
I've had this. I liked it.
Doesn't mean you smelled it.
I didn't smell it. I know it's hard to believe with this nose, but I didn't.
Maybe my taste buds are
dead from the dickle.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they'd be dead from the because this is bland.
I felt all that in my nose. Like I didn't even. Like I remember for sure tasting this and thinking, oh yeah, it's a pale ale. I can taste the notes of a pale ale in there.
I can't taste anything in here. Maybe the Dickel because I've been sipping on the Dickel since we tasted. Maybe it has burnt me out.
Do we have COVID-19?
What is that?
Coronavirus.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay. Well, I mean, you might have for a couple
I'm
months.
gonna try and clear this palate a little bit.
All right, you do that. Maybe I should do that. Probably wouldn't hurt us to drink water anyway. You know what I mean? Especially you.
Especially me. What's that supposed to mean?
This guy.
I gotta wrestle tomorrow. You just gotta go walk around someplace. Look at things.
I do. Cody Rhodes might be there.
You gonna?
I'm gonna high five him.
High five him? I would not high five.
Dustin Rhodes is gonna be there.
No, you're definitely. You might.
I'll high five the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I might hug him.
You might.
I'll get thrown out of there.
You're out of here.
Yeah, well, if I'm getting thrown out anyway.
Don't hug Gold Dust. What else we got to talk about, man?
That's the story behind the Revolution Brewing whiskey.
Yep, good.
And the caskmates are usually
We're
good.
gonna try and taste some more here in a minute. I'm clearing this palate a little bit. I'm gonna try and taste it again.
I think the dick hole might have killed us. The dick hole.
The dick hole. So, what else we got? Are we ready to?
What did you think about the main event? Well, I'm gonna call them the two main events of Takeover. So, Ripley and Belair, and then Adam Cole and Ciampa, right?
Mm-hmm. They were just Ripley and Belair. I think Belair is just bad. I don't think she's good. I don't think she's
bad. I think she's green, and I think she has a lot of potential, athletic potential.
I think she's pushed. I think she gets by on her athleticism, and I don't think she actually does. I think she looks green. I think her matches look bad. I think everybody I think the leadership at that company knows how athletic she is, and so they're like, oh well, we'll just keep using her because she's a great athlete. Let's do it. And they don't care. She's very charismatic, but her charisma does not connect with me. Like it doesn't.
It does with me a bit, but I can see where it wouldn't with everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't like it doesn't make me like her. It doesn't make me hate her.
Nothing reaches through the screen and grabs me. Like, you know what though? I shouldn't even say that. Like, not everybody can do that anyway. Like, even charismatic people.
Yeah.
But there's nothing even trying to reach out at me.
Right.
But I guess I get the appeal. I guess that's what I'll say. I get the appeal to her charisma. I think that there's some there.
Some it there?
Yeah. No, I mean just something there.
Something
I think
there.
she's green.
She's very green.
I think Ripley's too green to carry her along. I think that match was fine, though. But I think Belair could be big time. I think Belair could also be...
I don't
never hear from her again.
Yeah. I don't think Belair's best case scenario, she's Shelton Benjamin. Except I don't think that. I think they'll push her more. You know who she is. You know who she's
charismatic.
You know who she's gonna be. Man. Yeah.
And
Hold
also
on.
not as
Hold
athletic.
On. You know who she's gonna be. She's the chick Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Okay.
She's more charismatic than Bobby Lashley too, though.
I mean, so.
We gotta get a better comp.
A better.
Damn it.
All right. Well, I'll think on it. Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa. I don't feel like Ciampa wrestles to his character. I really want to like Ciampa.
No, yeah.
Ciampa he's running that badass thing.
We agree on a lot. I'm not sure I've ever agreed with you more.
Yeah.
Honestly. I want him to be Psycho Killer.
Yeah,
and he is the most calculated fucking knee striker I've ever seen in my life. Like,
for real.
Everything he does is like just boom, spot on. Like it's so good.
For real.
Right?
Yes.
Be a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Like, be sloppy. Be Piper.
Be Piper. Be Austin.
Yeah.
You've got that character.
That's what he needs.
Yes.
Like, he can still get in there in the trenches and work with everybody.
Yep.
Austin did.
I want to see him fight some dudes more.
Dude, man.
You know, not just have these high spot
knock that out of the park.
Choreographed matches. That's what kind of killed it for me. I also
I like that main event. I was fine with it. I want Ciampa to be crazy.
I can't tell you how much I don't want to see more Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. Why are they doing that to me?
And why?
Why do they think that's acceptable?
Why do we keep trying Gargano as a heel?
Yeah. Why?
You're right. Nobody is running that show, are they?
No.
There's nobody back there.
Has NXT forgot what wrestling's supposed to be?
H is just like, dude, hey, go make wrestling, guys.
Yeah. Adam
Dad's
Cole.
not watching anyway.
For real. Adam Cole. I Adam Cole's too talented.
Man,
Adam Cole is so. You know what?
I hate to throw this out there, and I know that there's a look that's similar. That dude is fucking Shawn Michaels, but he's 7 inches too short.
I don't think he is.
You know,
Here's why. Shawn Michaels could get raw, and Shawn Michaels could get nasty, and Shawn Michaels could do everything and be the most pretty, beautiful, athletic wrestler, but Shawn Michaels knew when it was time to go, all right, motherfucker, fight me.
You don't think Cole's got that?
I don't think Cole's got that. Cole hasn't shown it to me.
No. He definitely hasn't shown it.
He's got to show it to me.
Cole's going to do his thing for sure.
Cole
I don't think that's out of the question for him. I think he's talented enough. I think he's generationally talented.
I
think that, unfortunately, he's short.
I'm not going to assume that anybody can do anything at that level until you show me.
Can't fault you for that.
Until you show me,
yeah.
I'm not going to assume you can do it. Now, in saying that, Adam Cole, I heard an interview with Piper one time where Piper was talking about Cowboy Bob Orton, and he said, I used to tell him that he was too good. He needed to make some mistakes so people could tell how good he was, because everything was too smooth and too easy and too perfect. And that's how I feel about. And then I was always like, too good. Whatever, Piper. But that's how I feel about
Cole.
Cole. He's too talented. Everything is too smooth and too pretty and too choreographed and too on the button. And not that he needs to make some mistakes. I don't want to see him make mistakes. I want to see his matches get ugly. I want to see him get ugly. I want to see him pull off the wrist tape and look Tommaso Ciampa in the eye and say, fuck you, fight me. And then I want that match to come off the rails and be ugly for a little bit. And that's what I want.
Actually, I've never wanted to see that more.
And that's what I want from Ciampa too, you know? Like,
yeah, dude.
But Tommaso Ciampa should be at that level all the time.
Yes. And I almost this is the dumb thing, like the duality of it. Like, Ciampa is so good that if he did that, I'd be like, oh, we're robbing the world of your excellence. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, you're going to start being sloppy now. I'm like, oh, dude. I don't remember these knee strikes you used to throw?
I don't think so.
Probably not. Probably not. Probably not at all for me. But I'm just saying, like I can see that being there because he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Both those guys are so good.
Yeah, but if Cole found that other gear...
This ain't Cirque du Soleil, brother.
Right. If Cole found that other gear, it would do him a world of good.
Yes.
And
if Cole,
it wouldn't hurt him at any point. I think maybe Ciampa might think it would hurt him to be sloppier. But my God, dude, if he was a maniac in there, dude, he might be my favorite wrestler.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. If he just went fucking ape shit every now and again, I'd just...
See, I don't ever want to see Tommaso Ciampa come out of that gear. He can still throw those calculated, perfect, beautiful knee strikes, but I don't ever want to see him wrestling clean. I want to see that. I want to see him like he looks. I want to see the Psycho Killer. I want to see show me that all the time.
Right.
And I'm in.
He's got all of that presence.
Yes. Yeah.
The entire show.
Yes.
Except for
when he's wrestling. All of a sudden, when he's wrestling,
like when it's time to show to the crowd, Psycho Killer's back. Mm-hmm. When he gets back into it, it's like, fucking one of the best in the world.
Yep.
You know, type of things.
Yeah.
Like, and I get that there might be a competitive thing to that and everything like that, but I think Ciampa, different than Cole, not bigger.
No.
But I think Ciampa, even with, I say the size limitation thing. I don't know if that's real anymore, but I still think it's a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Ciampa. I think Ciampa as that character could go to Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure Cole as Shawn Michaels would translate.
Maybe not, but you know what? If Cole as Shawn Michaels, you know, if Cole would show that second gear I think it makes him worth more money. I think it's going to make his matches more talkable about.
Yeah.
I think it's because I mean think about.
Well, he'd relate more to us. I mean, and he's already going to relate to younger fans and the NXT, the main NXT demographic, but like to a broader wrestling fandom.
Yeah, man.
Like the fandom that watches Raw and SmackDown, not NXT.
Yeah.
If he had that thing, that nastiness, I think you're right.
I know. Yeah.
And he has it in his promos, dude. It's there.
I haven't seen it, man. I haven't seen it. I don't feel like I've seen his promos. I know what you're talking about, and
there.
I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I got to see it. I got to see it before I believe it.
I got you.
So
that was NXT Takeover Portland.
NXT Takeover Portland.
All right. So we talked a lot about this. I got a buy or sell type of deal for you. Okay.
Okay.
And you've already completely told me on two of these people, but I'm still going to say it anyway. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say star or no star.
All right.
And if it's no star, I want you to say there's no possible way this can ever happen.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Bianca Belair.
No star.
All right.
No star.
Dominic Dijakovic.
No star.
Dude, you forgot. You forgot who owns the fucking WWE, dude. You completely forgot.
Heidenreich.
He might be Heidenreich. God damn it.
Ryback.
Well, Ryback was the star for a year.
Does a star for a year? I don't count a year as a star.
Okay. Well,
I don't count a year as a star.
And then WWE that's a star, man.
If I'm buying or selling.
I don't want Austin.
If I'm buying or selling.
I don't want Ryback either.
If I'm buying or selling.
Okay.
I at least got to see them on a Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
Long-term consistency.
Okay.
Or Mark Henry. Slow build.
Long-term
crescendo.
And long-term consistency too.
Long-term consistency.
Well, I mean, a six-year run
with a big break.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. Walter.
I'll buy Walter. Star coming.
Awesome. So, personally, I think Dijakovic's going to get that shot, and I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to quit on him for 5 years. And I think if there's a chance in that amount of time that Dijakovic finds something,
okay,
he can go, right?
Man,
he's green, dude. How long's it? He's
30. He's
30 some years old.
He's gonna show up, man. They're gonna bring him in, try to make him gangbusters. The crowd is gonna fart at him, and inside of 2 years, he'll be in the new 3-man band, fucking playing air guitar, and then he'll be future endeavored.
I want to be
best of luck.
All of those.
Best of luck in your future endeavors, Mr. Dijakovic.
I found out from his Wikipedia he's from Massachusetts. I would have guessed like Serbia or Massachusetts. I'm all in on Walter.
All in on Walter.
Because I like tall, fat guys.
Yeah, I'm not.
Obviously.
I'm not all in on Walter. I think Walter has an unlimited ceiling.
I think when Walter gets in there and slaps the fuck out of somebody on Raw,
yeah,
it ain't going to go over too well.
We'll see.
And right? I'm not 100% sure Walter's going to ever work any other way because he doesn't look menacing, even though he's big. He's a monster.
See, here's the
fucking strikes he throws.
Yep.
Because they're legit looking and might be legit.
Yeah.
Is what I'm like. I just want to watch him chop Pete Dunne for an hour.
So
I love Pete Dunne, but
yeah. Here's what I'm gonna throw out there. Walter shows up on Raw. I think the Big Show will work with him. I think Lesnar will work with him.
Yep.
I think.
You think Lesnar would?
I don't think Lesnar. Okay. Like let me sort of rephrase. He shows up on Raw. I think he works with Lesnar. He gets to work his style. He works with Big Show. He gets to work his style. He works with anybody. Walter gets to do what he does, and he gets to showcase that and be great at that. When Dijakovic and Keith Lee show up on Raw, and they want to do all these high jumps and flips and hurricanranas, the Big Show is going to go, nope, sorry, kid. Brock Lesnar is going to go, I don't want to work that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those, or if they do work those guys are going to have that thing where it's like, oh, they didn't get to do any of their stuff.
Right.
They didn't get any of their shit in.
Yeah.
Right? And
Walter just smacks you around and
Walter's going to show up and he's going to do his stuff and he's going to be right in his pocket.
Yeah.
You know? And those guys, and Vince is going to look at Walter and go, he beat the shit out of that guy. That's good shit.
He made Brock Lesnar's chest red.
Right?
Nobody's ever done that.
You know? He's going to see Keith Lee come out there or Dijakovic and do a big, his big backflip off the top rope and whatever, his big hurricanrana on another big guy. And he's going to go, why is that big bastard doing that cruiserweight stuff? Somebody tell him go watch a bunch of Ryback matches.
He'd say that about Dijakovic. He wouldn't say that about Keith Lee. He'd be like, look at him! Look at how fat he looks!
We need to
look at what he can do!
Will he wear a thong? Let's see those cheeks. That's not going to work because Keith Lee ain't got no booty.
No. Somebody stole it.
Keith Lee got no cakes.
That's why you guys tune in.
Somebody make that.
This guy's ass analysis, best of all time.
My ass analysis?
Yeah. He told me my butt got glued on upside down one time. And maybe I'll show it to you guys later. But especially you audio listeners.
No.
Best ever. He's good at it. My butt is not upside down. It's fine.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
We got one more. We got one more drink. We got one more tasting.
Old Fitzgerald.
Old Fitz.
Oh my God. Like, they didn't even try. Like, look at this. They put an Edison era fucking gramophone on here. Look at this thing. It's got a clan hat on it. Jaron, where are you shopping? This is unbelievable.
It's got a clan hat on it, he says.
Look at this. Guys, old Fitzgerald.
He's over. He's walked away from the microphone.
No. They understand. They're listeners. Old Fitzgerald. Old Fitzy. He's a racist.
Old Fitz. Hey. You don't know that that's true or not.
I don't.
All right.
Did you ever get anything else out of the...
I didn't get much else out of that. After clearing my palate, the Jameson came down and I could taste it as a whiskey. I could pick up some of the sort of pale ale mouthfeel like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't say I got any notes. I wouldn't say I got any flavors. But I got kind of the mouthfeel I think you were talking about.
All right, good.
So I have a feeling that the Dickel kind of burned my tongue out a little bit.
I think Dickel killed us both.
But
killed by the Dickel.
I don't think old Fitz is scared of the Dickel.
Old Fitz ain't scared of shit. He's God.
So this is
the best bottle I've ever seen. Hey, you're way better at pouring those than me.
well,
it's amazing.
I'm not sure I could be any worse than you. You just get so excited and you're like, I want more whiskey.
Yeah, put it all in there.
It's supposed to be a little bit so we can smell it.
Yeah, we gotta smell it and
so Old Fitz. All right,
switch around. Old Fitzgerald doesn't smell awful.
Smells like a whiskey. I'm picking up more caramels.
Yeah, definitely more caramel.
Definitely picking up some caramels. A little bit of.
I'd like to
definitely some ethanol.
I'd like to drink this knowing that some old fucker in Kentucky made this in his bathtub.
It's called Old Fitz. I don't think it's there. Old Fitzgerald.
Old Fitzgerald. With, corn liquor and sour mash and his feet.
That's what you want? You want that?
That's what I like to believe.
Ooh, I got some.
Feet?
Not some feet, like some...
there definitely no feet in this.
Some earthiness.
So he made it underground.
You
got to do what you got to do.
There. There's some dirt. Maybe that's his feet.
Grass clip. Oh, yeah, it might be. Maybe he doesn't have shoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, old Fitzgerald.
Old barefoot Fitz are old.
I hope
old barefoot Fitzy.
I hope you can get some of them Reeboks now that we bought a bottle.
We're the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this? Did you buy this from a bum? I haven't even drank it yet.
I snatched it out of it.
Yeah.
It was in a paper sack. I snatched it. I was driving by, and I just reached out the window and grabbed the paper sack.
I got $1 for your hardships. Nope, just kidding. Give me that old Fitz.
I didn't even know it was Old Fitz. I just grabbed the paper bag, drove off.
Yeah, right.
Turned out it was a whiskey.
But you call them all old Fitzes.
Hey, old Fitz, come in here.
Yeah. When you snatch them from homeless people, it's a bastard. Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers. Sweet. It's, I get a lot of sweet tea on that. Not liking it?
There's definitely some tea. tea for terrible. Good God Almighty.
I like it better than Jameson.
Really? Fuck.
It's got this might be my favorite of the night.
Even better than the Dickel?
It's got more character than the Dickel. Let me try another.
Christ. You made me inhale mine.
Yeah, that's a bad way.
You're the worst podcast partner of all time.
So, it's got a little more bite. I think it's got a little more. It's got a little more character than the Dickel. It's definitely I'm not getting much. I'm getting a little bit of caramel. I'm getting like this sweet tea flavor.
There's definitely a tea flavor.
Yeah. Which I
and,
didn't get.
And caramel for sure.
So like I'm getting a little more out of this than I got out of either of the others.
That's more a bourbon thing than a rye or a blended whiskey thing, though.
For sure.
So
the Dickel is bland, uncharacteristic.
It's straight.
I really
whiskey.
want it. Yeah,
it is. It is the most generic whiskey.
Yep.
Like a
smooth for 90, but
well, yeah, but it's not like it doesn't have a bourbon character. It's not a blended whiskey.
For sure.
It doesn't have like a Scotch notes or anything like
Yep.
that. It is just a generic whiskey.
Yeah. The Jameson I didn't get much out of. I don't know why. I didn't get much out of
Hey,
Jameson.
I got to be honest. Like I've had that before,
Yeah.
and this time I'm not tasting everything I tasted last time. And it
Yeah.
may be the Dickel.
Maybe the Dickel, but maybe the Old Fitz is just rough enough. It's cutting through.
That could be.
like if we start with the Old Fitz next time, we'll be like, oh
maybe
my god.
Maybe we should start with what we think's going to be worse next time.
We'll start with the worst, work our way to the best.
What we think's going to be the worst.
What we think is
because we never know. We never know.
I just want to get my tongue on that rye, and it was. I didn't realize. We don't need to go through all that. Jonesy,
good.
We got one more segment.
Shit. We do.
You ready?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk about. We are on the road to WrestleMania. We are celebrating WrestleMania. Yes. We are so excited for WrestleMania.
Fuck yeah.
You know, even though the last couple WrestleManias have been so totally Man, you know what? You know what's sad?
Get
Like,
some of
I
those
don't
area.
have. It's not that they're bad WrestleManias. It's that I don't have good memories from the WrestleManias now.
Yeah.
You know, they're long. They're
That's
drawn out. Like all
I
the.
think that's the main issue. So when you watch a Big Five pay-per-view now,
Right.
pay-per-view, they're 6 hours long,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was so excited that Rumble was not this year. Like Rumble was over. Like Rumble was over around 10.
Yeah, but
I was like, "This is amazing."
If you watch the pre-show, it's still 6 hours. There's 2 matches, but
True.
only 2 matches.
Hey, the last 2 years, Mania starts at like 2 in the afternoon,
Yeah,
and gets over
bad.
a little after 11. It's bad, man.
This is a way off topic thing, but I was showing my youngest daughter WrestleMania 3, which started at 2:00 in the afternoon
Right.
and ended at like 6:00 in the evening.
Yep.
And she's like, "Wow, it's really bright there." I'm like, "Well, that's a dome, and the sun's coming in." She's like, "The sun?" I was like, "Yeah, this show started at like 2:00 in the afternoon because they wanted kids to watch it." You know,
Yeah.
like I can't. You know, my kids don't watch many manias and
Right.
stuff. But anyway, just an aside.
Just an aside. So, anyway, I thought it'd be fun to do a little fantasy booking for Mania.
Yeah.
So, we know we have some matches. We've got our big match, Lesnar, McIntyre, set. Who you pulling for? Who you want to see come out with the W?
Oh, McIntyre.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
I want to see McIntyre win that match.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to see him run. See what he can do running, because they've foisted this face run thing on him where he's going out and he's handicap matching guys and he's doing whatever.
It's so typical WWE face stuff, right? It's bad.
Yeah.
It's like everything that got him to this point, and this is like
It
typical
sucks.
of WWE right
sucks.
now.
But
Like,
I hope he can find what works for him.
Yeah, everything that builds them up to be the guy. As soon as they become the guy, they stop doing all that stuff.
Well, and that's the thing I was going to say. Like, I hope that Drew beats Brock.
Yep.
And then
Gets
the
to
next
go
night
back.
on Raw goes heel right away.
That'd be awesome.
I really do. Like, that's what I want to see,
Yeah.
because I think he's just better at it.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. Now, I haven't seen him be a good face, so I don't know. I've
We'll
seen him
see.
be a pretty good heel, though.
It'll be so interesting to see that kind of thing. You know, there's really become a divide where, like, Rumble and Mania, the crowd reacts to people differently than they do. Even like the Raws in between and the Raws right after, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's not something that's too out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
To where like just because they got super behind McIntyre for
Oh, yeah,
Rumble,
yeah. They're
and,
like,
and
oh,
I'm
now
sure
he's a
they'll
face.
be and
Fuck
I'm
him.
sure they'll
Yeah.
be behind him at Mania. Who knows?
As soon as they put the machine behind him, they're like, yeah, nope,
Yep.
I'm out.
Yep.
Because it's happened. It happened with Reigns. It happened with Rollins. It happened with Cena.
Right.
Like, as soon as the machine got behind him, it was cool to hate them. Yeah.
Okay. So we also have officially Flair and Ripley. Where you at?
I'm looking forward to that. I want Ripley to retain.
I'm super excited for that match.
I want Ripley to retain. I don't think she will.
Yeah.
I want her to. And I want that to be a legitimacy because and this is the only reason. I want NXT to be its own thing.
Yep.
The women's division needs NXT.
Yep.
And NXT needs the women's division.
Agreed.
That crossover with all that talent pool, I think there's no reason they can't just go back and forth. Like, you're just going to fucking Orlando.
Right.
Most of them live in Tampa anyway.
Right.
So go to Orlando, do your Wednesday night deal,
Yep.
and I want all of that to be together.
Yeah.
I want NXT and women's NXT and women's Raw and SmackDown to just be the women's revolution.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm pulling. I want Flair to win that one.
Yeah.
Go to NXT. I think exactly what you're talking about will be benefited from having Flair at NXT,
right,
as the NXT Women's Champion. I think it'd be interesting. You know, I would like to see maybe Ripley go to SmackDown a little bit, go to Raw a little bit, kind of
make the rounds.
Make the rounds, and next year we come back to Flair Ripley with two different superstars, right? And maybe, you know, and that could go either way, to where maybe Ripley has made the rounds and she's coming back and going, Flair, you beat me last year. I need my win back.
Yeah,
I need NXT. I've been all these other places. I did everything you've done, but NXT is where I belong, and that's when I want my belt back. And we get that rematch. Or I could see it going the other way, where maybe Ripley ends up with one of the other two titles, and Flair's going, hold on.
Yeah, I beat you.
I beat you last year.
And she had dropped to, you know, Belair or whomever.
Drop to whoever, or maybe we get a champion match.
Yeah,
I'd be cool either way.
Yeah,
you know,
because that would be cool too to see.
So this is like year-long fantasy booking, not just Mania.
No, 2 Manias.
Yeah.
That's what you get. But I could, you know, if somebody's going to go do a year-long title reign in NXT, it's going to be Charlotte Flair, right?
Yep.
Right. So at this point,
well, and you know, it'd even be interesting. She could lose it, win it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she doesn't have to hold it all year long.
Right.
To have a year-long run there that builds this back up to this feud.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? So those are the only two matches 100% set, right?
Right.
We are probably getting Goldberg Fiend.
Probably.
Or Goldberg Cena.
I think
Which would you rather?
I think I'd rather Goldberg Cena.
I'm weighing for Goldberg Cena. I hadn't even considered that until you mentioned it.
I want to see. I think I want to see Fiend.
Do we want to see? Do we want to see
championship on the line? Because then you know there's doubt.
Okay.
Because I thought we were going to where it was going to be Reigns and the Fiend, and it's going to be like, oh, fuck, Reigns is going to beat him, and okay, cool. That's what we get. But I'd like to see that match.
I like that
with no championship, because you
Reigns,
don't know.
Reigns Fiend,
and it's Reigns the first guy the Fiend doesn't turn heel.
Yeah,
turn heel, right?
Yep.
So if the Fiend gets that win, Reigns starts the fake being heel, and then all of a sudden he's not. You know, and you can carry that through the whole summer.
Yep.
You know, even if you get a championship back involved or not, because honestly, the thing with the Fiend is that he doesn't need a
He doesn't need a belt. Why does he have a belt?
No.
Yeah.
Never has.
Yep.
So cool that he got one. So cool that they paid that much attention to the character and gave that much credence to the character and all the shit they've done around the character.
Right.
So cool that they've invested that much into that guy.
Yeah.
And that guy, I think, deserves it, because I think he's good. I think he works his ass off, but I'd like to just see him do a run of just a grudge match shit. You know, it's not for the championship.
Yep, I'm down for that. I like that spot for Reigns. I also like after stuff, because to be 100% honest, I'm interested in Reigns Goldberg at SummerSlam. I'd be interested in Reigns Cena at SummerSlam.
Yeah. That's a Mania match.
I'd probably be Reigns Cena.
That's a Mania match, yeah.
Well, yeah, but we're not going to go all the way. I don't think we'll go all the way through to next Mania to do Reigns Cena. Maybe. We could.
That's a Mania match, man.
We'll see.
It should be.
Well, we've already had the match.
Yeah.
We've already had Reigns Cena.
I understand.
So this is the second Reigns Cena.
But
and I agree that it's a Mania match, but it is also a SummerSlam match.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'd be interested to see. I'm not interested in another Fiend Goldberg match. I don't know why. I'm not. I would be interested in Cena Fiend.
Yeah.
at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I would.
You know, or wherever. I mean, think about like, and mainly I'm thinking about how interesting it'd be because Cena is the Hulk Hogan Saturday morning kids guy, and to see like the Firefly
Funhouse,
yeah, do stuff with Cena.
Yeah,
I think there's something.
Yeah, there's definitely.
There's something there.
Yeah, there's definitely something there. Do you?
Yes.
Is there someone other than Cena you would like to see Goldberg go with at Mania? If we're getting Goldberg at Mania.
If we're getting Goldberg at Mania.
Which we have to assume we are right now.
Right. If we're getting Goldberg at Mania.
Because he's not going to be in a fucking Elimination Chamber match.
Okay. I would not hate to see Corbin Goldberg. Now hold on though, because imagine at Mania. So this is Mania fantasy booking.
Yeah.
So we get Corbin doing his Corbin thing, King Corbin, right? He's still King Corbin. And he's doing his thing, and he's running down Goldberg, and he's talking all this shit, and he's talking all this smack, and we're building up, and maybe he gets a couple, maybe Goldberg shows up, he gets the drop on Goldberg, lays him out a couple times, and we get to Mania, and all of a sudden, it's 98. And the bell rings, and Goldberg spears him and jackhammers him, and it's fucking over at Mania.
That's what we thought we were going to get with Lesnar and Rollins last year. I'd be in on that.
I'm in on that.
Never mind.
I'm in on that.
I'm fine
like,
with it, because Corbin's the perfect foil for that. Too.
Yeah, man.
It's perfect.
And you start having him run through dudes, and and we've seen him go at it with Corbin or with Reigns, and even though he hasn't beat Reigns, even though he lost the Reigns feud, right? He's got that feel of like, oh, he's a big guy and he's hung with Reigns, and so we start building him up, and he starts beating dudes, and start giving him. He could even be like calling out Lesnar's record, right? And he starts beating dudes and like. Here's a big boot and a black hole slam or whatever he calls his finish, right? Here's the boom, got him. Here's, boom, got him. And he starts stacking up wins. And, we have like a little fake run
yeah,
for Corbin.
Run.
Yeah, a little undefeated run
yeah.
where he's beating some dudes, and then somebody, he beats some jobbers, and then somebody legit shows up and he beats that dude, and then he faces another guy that's a little more legit, and now he's got to face somebody to get his title shot, and he gets that, and now he's going to Mania to face Goldberg, spear, jackhammer, fuck Baron Corbin. Who's next? I'm in. I'm all in.
But then, so then this is not fantasy booking beyond Mania, which we've already pointed out.
Yeah, it is.
But what does he go do after that?
Who?
He doesn't.
Corbin?
No, Goldberg.
Goldberg?
Yeah, he doesn't go drop it.
No, he waits. He waits for SummerSlam.
Okay.
All right. I mean, we are perfectly.
So the great thing about this is Lesnar's no longer the champion on the other show.
Right.
It's a full-timer.
Yes.
So now we got a part-timer on SmackDown.
Correct.
And he can just go to SummerSlam and do that.
Correct.
I like that.
Yep.
So you're getting, you're going to get another Fiend match post-show.
Yeah. We do that. We do that on SmackDown. There'll be. I mean, there's a few pay-per-views.
Dude, I'm all in on Reigns and Goldberg now. Like, I don't know why. Like, we just talked me back into having Goldberg around. Like, I'm all in for this now. Let's shut the camera off. We're done, guys.
Hold on. No, we got some more. So we are also probably getting Becky Baszler.
Yeah.
What do we want from that?
I want Baszler to beat her.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Becky needs to lose.
Okay.
Yeah. Becky needs to chase.
Okay.
Becky's not going to be a heel, even if she tries as hard as she is now.
For sure.
Yeah. I want her to chase somebody who I ideally for me, a year ago, it would have been she chases Charlotte forever.
Okay.
Honestly. But eventually you have to cash in, right?
Yep.
So and it felt like she chased her forever. If Baszler just wrecks her, I mean, it needs to be a competitive match. You know, Becky's accomplished. She's a huge star at this point.
Right.
It needs to be competitive. If Baszler wrecks her at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she has to chase Baszler all the way to SummerSlam or all the way to whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'd like to see.
I think I want Becky to retain at Mania. And I'm a huge I am not sure that Baszler is not my favorite wrestler right now. I have loved everything that Baszler has done. I have loved watching Baszler come up like through NXT. Like I think Baszler has been handled better than any star in the last 20 years since Cena. I think Baszler has been handled better than any star since and not even Cena. I mean, Cena was tough since
I mean,
man, I don't know who Angle.
Yeah.
Baszler has been handled better than any star since Angle.
That's the comp. It's Angle or Lesnar.
Yeah.
But she's not a monster, so it's not Lesnar.
Ooh,
so,
I mean, Lesnar's a good comparison.
I think
Lesnar might be a better comparison than Angle.
But
the tough thing
could
about
lose though, like Lesnar couldn't lose that first year
for sure,
but
handling wise, she's Angle.
Yeah,
I
she's
agree.
Angle. That's the comp. Like
I agree.
And it's man, you can't have better company.
So
sure.
I think for sure.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see Baszler lose and come back even meaner. You know what I mean? Like Baszler. I think it'll benefit Baszler to. I don't disagree that we need Becky to chase Baszler. Okay, but I
just think Baszler needs to be at a higher point.
I think it'll be beneficial for everybody. Yeah, I think Baszler needs to be at a higher point. I think it'll be. I think for Becky, I mean, who's gone Mania to Mania before, and retained,
right?
Yeah. That'd be a huge stamp for Becky.
She lost one belt, but yeah, I mean, you can, yeah.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yep.
For sure. But that'd be a huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need both belts.
Yeah.
But that'd be a huge stamp for her, Mania to Mania.
Uh-huh. Not a lot of people have done that.
Not a lot of people have done that. It's a good.
Did Hogan even do that? Oh yeah. One to three.
1 to 3, 1 to 4. Well, I guess he lost it before 4.
He
lost before 4.
But that's it
sure.
though. That's the only one, right?
I would think. I'd really have to check that out.
I bet.
But regardless, it'd be a huge stamp.
Yeah, you're
for
talking
Becky.
about one of 4 people,
right?
You know, yeah,
and definitely the first woman to ever do anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Alundra Blaze. Did she?
She might have.
10 to 11.
Was she around at 9?
She was at 10. She was for sure at 10.
She was in 10.
Was she at 9? I don't think she was at 9.
I don't know if she was in. Was she
I don't remember
11?
at 9. I don't think she was at 11. I was just trying to remember the time frame for Alundra Blaze. I remember her at 10. That's it.
She lost to Bull Nakano on like a Raw, and then got it back at the next pay per view.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Or lost at the pay per view and got it back to the next Raw. One of the two. But
anyway, I think that'd be good. I think it'd be beneficial for Baszler to come in and lose, and then have to go. God, that made me want it even more. Now, you don't know what you've done, Becky. Now, I'm going to hurt you. And then she does.
Yeah.
You know, I think character-wise, that'd be more beneficial for both of them.
I think I agree I think I agree it'd be more beneficial for Shayna.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be more beneficial for Becky because to me Becky comes on and I see her trying to be a heel at this point.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's run out of steam enough that I'm like, I need to see you face adversity again. Because that's what kicked all this off last year.
You're right. I think long term. Long term, it'd be better for Becky. You're right. She's a little stale, and even if it's the next night on Raw where Baszler shows up and she's like, "Hold on, bitch."
That might be the way to do it,
right?
Because you want to make that a big deal anyway. Because they've been trying to do that for years.
Yeah.
So where the Raw after Mania is in the same city.
Yep.
And for the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Or 7 or 8. That Raw after Mania is huge. That's a big deal.
You could even, so if we're fantasy booking the way I would book it, we would see Becky win at Mania, and Baszler fucking snaps and hurts her right there, and then the next night on Raw, Becky wants more Baszler. She's hurt. People are trying to stop her. Baszler's going, "Hold on, I broke your arm last night." And Becky's going, "I'm the man, I want some." People are trying to stop her. Yeah, she's shoving people out of the way, coming to the ring with her arm.
Bumping Danny Early into the shit.
It's fucking Pixel Dan eats shit against the fucking railing. She slides in the ring, and fucking Baszler fucking hurts her and taps her in seconds the night after.
I'm all in on that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm all in on that.
WWE, you can have that for free.
Yep.
I just want to see the shit.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Vince, like and subscribe. Thanks.
We know you listen to podcasts. What's a podcast?
I bet Vince listens to some weird podcasts. I bet Vince listens to true crime.
No, he just listens to Joe Rogan.
Well, of course, everybody does.
That's it. Joe Rogan and Freakonomics. That's all.
Freakonomics.
Yeah, that's all Vince listens to. You guys heard it here first.
I bet he listens to Dennis Miller. Is that who I'm thinking of? What's his name?
From SNL?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I bet he listens to Dennis Miller's podcast.
Does he have a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good job, Dennis Miller. Proud of you.
Okay. So, those are our probablys. We're probably getting Orton and Edge.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's as foregone a conclusion.
Yeah. I say.
How you feel?
I
wish.
Actually, I'm pretty excited about that, even though. So this is the thing, maybe 2-3 years ago when Daniel Bryan came back.
All right.
Him and Shane did that tag match against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, right?
Correct.
I feel nervous about it.
Okay.
And even watching Daniel Bryan for 2 months later, I was like...
Is his head going to pop off?
Yeah. Hey, this is awesome, but... I don't think you're supposed to be doing this.
Are you going to die of CTE?
Yeah.
What's the deal here?
Yeah. Is your head going to... is your brain going to come out of your ear and stuff? Yeah. So, I'm nervous that way.
Okay.
But obviously, he's cleared to do this.
Obviously, he's cleared to do it.
And he wants to.
He's in the best shape he's ever been in.
No shit. Except for he hasn't slept in 8 weeks, dude. Before Rumble. He just was like this every night for 4 days.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah, probably.
All right, so here's...
How excited would you be?
Right?
He's what?
Coming back in the Rumble?
He's not even 50, dude.
Oh, no.
He was taken away way too soon.
Absolutely.
Taken away. Jesus. Sounds like he's dead. He's not dead. His career was taken away way before it should have been.
Right.
And the thing that stopped his career had stopped Arn Anderson's career 15 years earlier.
It's not the only
15 fucking years. And you'd think that they, would have found some. But, hey, guess what? 20 years later, they did,
Right.
So that's exciting.
Okay.
And he was almost generation. He probably was a generational talent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
One of the funnest ever to watch. Had so many great Mania matches. Randy Orton is so good that he bores me. Like
I get that.
it's the most backhanded compliment,
yeah.
but like Randy Orton is so good that it doesn't look like Randy Orton gives a fuck
Yep.
about being in a wrestling match
Yeah.
ever in
Yes.
his career.
Yes.
That's how fucking good he is. And we can all
Beyond Adam Cole.
and
Beyond Adam
yes,
Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're saying about Adam Cole.
Yep.
Like
but beyond.
he
I think Adam Cole cares about his matches. Randy Orton looks like I'm just gonna here and I'm gonna do this and here's a back elbow,
there's
here's
no
a drop
way he
kick.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like I know that internally, but when I watch him tell a story, I'm like,
So that's
why should I care?
So that's my thing.
You know?
So here's I want Randy Orton versus Edge at Mania. My fantasy booking is leading up to WrestleMania because instead of him doing right now, he's doing this thing where he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry,
Being
and
a crazy person.
And he laid out Matt Hardy, and he's
MVP,
like, "I'm sorry."
Right? MVP too. Didn't he lay him out?
No, he didn't lay out MVP.
Oh.
McIntyre laid out MVP.
Oh,
Orton fought Kevin Owens in the
This week.
this week.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So here is what I wish was happening. I wish Randy Orton was all fired up and going, "Hey bitches, remember when I was the Legend Killer?" Boom.
Yes.
Matt Hardy, eat shit. Legend Killer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wish. I wish
Right. That's how
Instead
I
of
think
doing
they
this-
should have approached that.
Yes, instead of doing this whole sorry. And almost like and you know, we've got a month till Mania. Maybe they're going to make the switch, and when he explains why, you know, because everybody comes out and they want to know why, and he's not telling them why, and maybe at some point he's going to be like, "All right, you want to know why? Because I'm the motherfucking Legend Killer. I'm Randy Orton, bitches, and I'm back to kill all these legends." And then we have a bunch of dudes come out, and he fucking beats the shit out of all these old people, and we're back on Randy Orton, Legend Killer, and then we go in Edge versus the Legend Killer. I'm all in. That's what I want. I'm all in on that match anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that I don't think there's any way they could better sell that match. Well, yeah, they could, but those two guys going at it like at Mania, that's a Mania deal
For sure.
right? That's going to be awesome.
okay.
So we got room for a big tag
Yep.
deal,
Yep.
right? And that's what I'm thinking. Like it's got to be. Now it doesn't have to be TLC, right? It can just be a.
Nah, I want it to be TLC.
I do too.
I'm in.
Every time.
Why wouldn't it be? I was mad.
Yeah.
I was always mad when Money in the Bank became its own pay-per-view because Money in the Bank was so
I was
perfect
thinking
for
that,
Mania.
God damn, I was thinking that the other day. I was like, why isn't this on Mania
Right.
every year?
My ultimate fantasy booking
I watched an old Money in the Bank on a Mania,
Right.
and I'm like, why isn't this fucking on Mania
Yeah.
every year?
Every year.
This is awesome.
For sure. My ultimate fantasy booking is that there's no more Money in the Bank pay-per-view and Money in the Bank returns at WrestleMania.
Got it.
But I will settle for a TLC.
Yeah, I think that'd be the shit. Those three teams are four teams.
Yeah.
Like if the Revival's in there,
Yep.
that'd be great. They'll tear it down.
Yeah.
Like it'll be ridiculous.
It'll be it.
You have Morrison and Kofi doing absurd things.
Yep.
Absurd Royal Rumble shit they do.
Yeah.
And Money in the Bank shit
and the
they've done.
Usos.
Yeah,
And the Usos.
and
Yeah.
it'll just be unbelievable.
Yep. I'm
It'll be
in.
so good.
I'm in for that.
Yeah.
All right. What match? So we're gonna wrap this up. We're running close to 2 hours here.
Jesus.
So we're gonna wrap it up.
You guys.
We're gonna wrap it up. But one match that's not something that's been telegraphed so far, not something we can see coming. What's your fantasy what's your fantasy mania match this year?
It seems improbable, so that's why I'm ignoring it. But I want Roman and Rollins.
Okay. Roman and Rollins.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
Yeah. Some kind of little crossover deal, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I think that'd be awesome.
I think it'd be easy. Yeah, that'd be super easy. Like you're over here doing this Messiah deal. What the fuck, man? remember when we were the Shield, and now you're running around with these dudes,
Buddy Murphy and AOP, and you just scoop these guys up from obscurity. And here I am. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
How about yours?
Mine. Ciampa, Gargano, Balor, and Balor shows up as the Demon.
Yeah.
As much as I bitched earlier because I don't want to see more Ciampa Gargano, I feel like if Balor showed up,
what would those guys do at Mania?
Oh, just have a super high spot.
Oh, but one of them would kill themselves. Like that. That's what I mean. Like, it would be incredible.
Yep.
And it would be an incredible crossover from
that
NXT stuff to Mania.
Yep.
NXT
and
stuff.
it'd be like and imagine that like for one, everybody who has been like, hey, what? Remember that Finn Balor dude? Remember the Demon?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on NXT now?
Yeah.
Now I'll watch NXT.
Yeah.
Right?
I like that.
Ciampa, Gargano, Ciampa, I always do Gargano and Ciampa. No, it's Ciampa and Gargano. That match is going to be super smooth, and like the winner gets a shot at Adam Cole, right? Something like that. So it's like a number one contendership. That's why it's on Mania type of thing.
And so Adam Cole can be there, like he can show him the skybox or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
Like that whole deal.
Yep, he's going to be, and they can, whoever wins this gets a shot at the next takeover or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I dig that. I dig the shit out of that. That's awesome.
That'd be a hell of a match. Be a super high spot.
Great match.
Great showcase for NXT. And Balor showing up as the Demon, fucking A, dude. That place would come unglued. That place would come unglued.
Yeah, even that time he did it for Lashley and we knew he was going to. It was like, yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yep. Like, we didn't care
about
that match at all.
No, fuck no. And that was gonna be my other one. Lashley and Elias. Dude, I just want the song that Elias could write for Lashley and Lana, and I'm not interested in that in their affair storyline. I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah.
But I would probably crack up. Elias gets me.
He gets me.
I do not want to like Elias, but sometimes he comes out and he starts singing that song, and I'm like, fucking Elias,
you got me.
That's gold.
God damn it. Good God Almighty.
Good God Almighty.
We should probably.
We're going to wrap this up, guys.
Oh, okay. Old Fitzy coming in hot.
We're going to close this out with a little taste. With a little taste of the old Fitz.
The old Fitzgerald.
Guys, thank you for joining us this week. We are so excited to be on the road to WrestleMania.
You guys kick ass. Thanks for watching and listening.
I hope you guys are excited for the road to WrestleMania. I hope you're in with us all the way. We've got a full couple months coming.
There ain't nothing better than Mania.
A month. We've got a month.
Yeah.
We've got a month. We've got 3 episodes coming.
4.
3 episodes. We've got 3 episodes coming till our Mania preview.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We've got 3 episodes coming, and then it's going to be our Mania preview.
The
week before Mania. We have a special Mania Spectacular. Should we spoil the Mania Spectacular?
I don't know.
I'm going to make you tune in for all our Mania matches the next 3 weeks. Then we're going to do a Mania preview.
Can we just say it's the best Mania grudge matches of all time? The best Mania feud of all time?
Our Mania weekend is going to be the best Mania feud of all time. It's going to be our Mania Spectacular. Okay? And then we're going to have a review up that week of Mania.
And then we're done.
And it's on from there. We're
Yep.
super excited. We hope you guys are excited. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We've got a request
Yeah.
that is going to happen.
Yes, faux show.
That is going to happen the week after our Mania review.
After Mania.
If you guys have a request for something you want to see, shoot us a request.
Yeah.
You know what else you should do? You should head over to our Facebook page. You should like us on Facebook. And you know what? I think it'd be great if we had a Q&A session on our news segments.
Oh, for sure.
So if you have a question for us, you should head over to Facebook. Ask us the question on Facebook. You could also find us on Twitter and ask us questions on Twitter.
Yep.
This is a real deal. We are trying to make this a real deal.
We have emails and stuff.
I don't want emails.
I
want Twitters, tweets, tweeters.
Twitters.
Tweets, and tweeters.
We're all over 50. Twitters.
I want Twitters, tweets, and tweeters. Questions. You can like us on Facebook. Ask us questions on Facebook, and we will find your questions. We will answer them.
Yeah. Or YouTube. We're on YouTube.
We are on YouTube.
And
comment, subscribe, and then comment a question on YouTube.
And we have a website, drunkwrestling.com. All of our episodes go up there. Pretty soon.
God damn it, Jonesy.
What?
If I didn't know better, I'd say this was a real thing.
Seems real. This is only our second episode, though, right? Third?
No.
Well,
It's
fuck.
like our fourth or fifth.
Hey, guys. We love doing this. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening, guys. Always drink responsibly, but we are raising a glass to you guys tonight. Join us next week, and we'll be back with a watch-along of Hogan, Warrior, the main event from WrestleMania 6. Good night, guys. Oh, that fits.
So good.
It's tasty. I got like a...
Good God almighty.
I think I got more peanut butter on that than I did on the Rebel Stokes peanut butter. Blah.